Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. Time for your War Factory preview for the 31st of August. So let's boom this beach. Let's see what Colonel Gearheart has in store for us today. So first off, we've got some iron, wood, and some proto parts that should help us out. So, got a laser and a grappler cover on the right side of the beach. Boom cannon and machine gun on the left. And then we usually do, from this layout, we usually finish from just to the right of this shock launcher. We'll clear out those mines. So we've got a rocket launcher, 2 shock launchers, 2 lasers. These ones are sort of like our compulsory shocks, because if we clear these 2 shock launchers, we still have to clear the machine guns. And these, we could clear out the lasers, that wouldn't be too bad. But we can't like critter for them usually, because the critters will, so like if we put critters here, then some of the critters might end up over here, and then the lasers are just going to shoot straight through to our Zookas. But 3 shocks is pretty manageable. Same thing over here, if you clear out the shock launcher, you still got the flamethrowers and the machine gun. So I think we'll get rid of this rocket launcher. Those ones are going to be in range 2. We're going to try and outrange those ones. We might chuck a critter on here if we have the GBE for the core rush. So let's get it going. And we'll talk about a few different options afterwards. So I need to grab Sparky. She's going to help me out for the first attack. We're going to UR the rocket launcher on the right hand side. And then we're going to just Bart out that triple rocket launcher on the left. So let's see, and we can clear out that this mindset here. I think we're gonna, we'll flare, drop. Woohoo! That was fun. Oh, get that. Yeah. So I didn't talk much. I didn't really plan on that, and what I should have done is tagged it before we went, but that's okay. And I am going to re-smoke just on the off chance that the rocket launcher doesn't go down, but it should be fine. Oh, it's well down. So you don't need to re-smoke Sparky on that one, you can just let her go. We're going to get some artillery on here. Hopefully we can get this down. If we go one more barrage, and then we can get some artillery ready. Right there. And there. Boom. Now, it doesn't matter if we tag anything by the core, kind of. It will ruin our spread a little bit. So we'll just use an art on the core, 2 arts. They'll lower the damage a little, lower the health a little bit, but won't ruin our spread. What I mean by that is once our Zookas park next to the core, if one of the defenses was damaged, they'd all target that, so they'll spread sort of to face that way. Whereas if nothing is tagged, then they'll sort of just target all of the defenses evenly, and then they'll stay in one spot, because some of the Zookas will be targeting the boom cannon behind and that. So core rush, we're going to be thinking about that laser. I am going to have to use 2 hands. So we got the laser there, don't want to pick to that, then we want to get through, and we're aiming for critter and 3 shocks. That's the plan. If we only have enough for the 3 shocks, then that's fine. It's not ideal, but it'll work. So it didn't peak on the landing so far. I'm going to throw another smoke because we were just about to lose it a bit. And then flare it right up to the spot. Get the next smoke out nice and early. And now we can start to spread the smokes out a little bit more. And that's one of the good things about watching my attacks, is that you can see the path that they took, and you'll be able to predict where they're going to go. Oh, I'm going to peek like crazy right about the machine gun. And then we're going to flare, critter, shock, shock, shock. Oh my lord, everything's late. But it's okay. Boom! And there we go, it goes down. So I'll watch that again and quickly talk about what happened. Wow, that was late. So we lost 33 Zookas in total. That wasn't too bad. We should definitely be able to do that with no losses. No excuses. Don't want to hear any excuses from anybody. So, let's have a look. So you can do that 2-smoke landing. You just want to use that corner that they show you. You probably use the flags a little bit lower or to the right. They're going to anchor up onto this factory supply regardless. From that right side, we flared. There was a this was right in the corner, right up against the wall, and we were mainly worried about that laser as we took off. And then you can see the path here, what defenses they go around, which ones they converge and go through. I don't suggest peeking around machine guns like that. It was pretty damn risky. And then we were just late to get our last shock off. I mean, that last shock was the most important shock with the flamethrower right in our face. So we probably could have shot that first. That would have been a really good option. But also the lasers, we just wanted to shock them before they targeted the critters and fired through. So this one actually fired off nice and quickly. But we managed to shock it before it got to our Zookas. So that was cool. Actually, we'll jump in again. So we're just going to look at a few of the lower level options, or not even lower level, just like different approaches. So actually, first of all, if you were boosted and you had the GBE, what you could do is, I was thinking about going for the solo this morning, but I just didn't have the GBE. So if you have the GBE, I was thinking you could just drop a boat on the right hand side and you could probably get like 1, 2, 3, 4 factory supplies using no flares, and then just letting them go, because this grappler is going to get in range. It'd probably be more like 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. But I needed like 7 to get the GBE for the hit I wanted to do. So it'd be the same path, 1, 2, double smoke, flag into this corner, flare up to the finished spot. Obviously you have to clear out those mines with an artillery, but then we've got the rocket launcher on the right and the triple rocket launchers on the left still. So I was going to drop a critter on the HQ or just on this flamethrower below, shock the shock launcher, so critter there, critter on this closest boom cannon, and then shock the same 3 shocks. So 2 critters, 3 shocks, and there was only like 450k on the core. Sorry I didn't show you that, guys, but there was about 450k on the core, which is about 3 rounds for my troop loadout. So that would have worked out really well with critters, 2 sets of critters and 3 shocks, but I didn't have the GBE. So if you want to do this like straight after your op hit or something like that, that'll work out. And that's probably the way that is the way I'd go about a solo. Nice little challenge for you guys. If you are lower level and you just want to collect some cells, I'd probably hack that rocket launcher first. Let me see. So if you took out this this machine gun, you'd have free reign for a little bit on the beach. So if you dropped grenadiers down here, you'd have to worry about that boom cannon once it came into range, but you get quite a few cells before that. On the right hand side, if you get rid of that rocket launcher with the UR, you don't need to do the grappler ride. You can just flare, tag the rocket launcher, flare it, drop Sparky, smoke her before she gets killed by the cannon, and use probably 3 smokes. I use the grappler just so that I could do it with like 2 smokes, and it just costs less GBE, so I had more GBE for the Bart, barrage artillery on the triple rocket launchers. So if you did, you could UR that rocket launcher, and then you could do a 3 smoke landing here, and then just shock the laser. These 2 shock launchers would come into range there, and you could just, once the laser was down, you could just pull up into this right corner and just start taking things out. If you wanted to, you could Bart out those shock launchers, and then you've got even more room. Then you only have to worry about the lasers and this shock launcher range, and you could get quite a few force points that way. If you don't have GBE for like critters and 3 shocks, and you've already gotten rid of this rocket launcher and these rocket launchers, you could still take out the laser, and that would give you access to a few more items. So you wouldn't just have like these 4 factory supplies on the left. You could go in, collect these factory supplies, the cannon and everything else. If you take out the laser on like a previous attack, and then you could just like collect all of that and then do the walk, critters and shocks, and you'll be away. If you don't have critters, it's not a big deal. If you can, you should be able to stay out of range. Let's see if this rocket launcher was out of range actually, because we did use critters solely for that reason. I probably should have used an extra smoke, and that would have given me a little bit more time to think about my shocks too. And there we go. So all of the Zookas are out of range by using that corner, that flare right up against the war whip in the corner near the wall. All of the Zookas are out of range. The critters made them in range. And you'll see that this laser is about to pop off, and that would have gone straight into our Zookas. It just clipped a couple at the middle, but we managed to shock it just as that was happening, and then all of the other shocks late. And there we go. So there's a few different options for you to think about. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below how you approached it, whether you took it down, whether you managed to farm a lot of gears and get through those tiers of rewards. And give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more of my merch. Yeah.